Eric, go. All right. First things first, name and title.
Yep, so my name is Jared Clay. I'm an adult protective service representative for North Central Healthcare. Specifically, I'm now also the financial abuse specialist.
Financial abuse specialist. That sounds like something that's pretty important
Yes.
these days.
Yes, it is. Financial abuse, specifically with the elders and the vulnerable adults, has increased exponentially over the years.
And then what are we seeing right now?
Right
actually?
now, sorry if I have a couple note cards, if that's okay.
Oh, go for
Just
it,
because these
yeah.
statistics are dramatic. So, like right now, what we're seeing is because Wisconsin has a very unique population, almost about a quarter of our population are 60 and older. It's projected that they could actually have almost 1.2 million 60 or older individuals by 2040. So that's obviously a large projection. But on top of that, what we're also seeing is in the year 2020, there was $31.5 million exploited out of individuals, specifically like elderly and vulnerable adults. That then increased to 2022 at a 43.3 million. And then by 2023, 46 million. And that's each year 46 million, 43 million. So it's an exponential growth of just scams targeting the elder population and the vulnerable adult population.
So what have you done about this locally? then?
Right. So FAST is a program that has existed in all of the United States actually for several years. Fascinatingly, I should have brought it with me, but I have a VHS tape from California for FAST, which is fascinating. But Wisconsin has actually had it for a while as well. I think the originating FAST team started in Dane County. So I saw that there was a program called Financial Abuse Specialist Team and felt like we really were doing not our best in addressing financial exploitation cases, and realized that FAST was a program designed specifically for this. What it does is FAST is a community outreach program essentially. I work closely with the law enforcement. I work closely with financial institutions, banks, DFI, Department of Financial Institutions, and we work closely with even the defense district attorneys. The reason for all of this is so that we can get a better grasp on what the financial exploitation looks like. That could be through expedited bank records that we can view, or whether we can actually prosecute cases working alongside law enforcement and the DA's office. A lot of it is community outreach. I have done many presentations. I think I did 5 in January alone at various places. The YMCA Landing has asked, churches variously in the community have asked, and so a lot of it is going to be education and community outreach to those individuals.
So then, what is that education that
Yes.
you're bringing to these people? I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be something more than just watch your bank account or be
Right.
careful, right?
Yes. So we focus on trends that we're seeing in the community. So specifically because APS gets calls on the intake line, we're able to see kind of what these reports are focused on. So we're seeing an influx in AI heavy scams or investment cryptocurrency scams. So a lot of our presentations have to do with those trends and kind of highlighting what those scams might look like. So yeah, of course, checking your bank account is one thing, but then also providing education to our elder population about social media and text messages and phone calls and AI and what to look for, and more importantly, to let them know that the community is not forgotten about them. So if they see something weird or questionable, to reach out to the individuals like the banks or to us, and we can talk through it to avoid them getting scammed at all.
Then I understand you've actually brought the banks in on this. You and the banks and everybody you're kind of meeting once a month or once a quarter. What is your message to the banks and how can they help their customers?
So we've actually, my benefit that I've seen is that the banks have obviously increased their call volume to APS. Basically anything that they see questionable, let us give the call, because we're the investigators. The banks are not just on the front line. They may see the red flags, but they aren't able to actually dig into finding out whether there's actually true exploitation going on or not. So if they see something questionable, if they see a red flag, they call us. And we've seen an influx in volume of calls, and so I could only believe that it's because the banks are taking that to heart and actually following up with what I've said and asked.
I just want to ask, how important is it for you to be a part of this?
Very important. I'm extremely passionate about it. I feel like the world is growing and so is technology at such an exponential pace, and what I'm really seeing is that the elder community and the vulnerable adult community is not being kept up with that. And so there's a huge disparity between what they understand and these scams. And I feel like I'm a great bridge between that education and providing them a little bit of help for that help, situation.
I know you can't exactly bring up specific cases, but I mean, what have those interactions with the elderly been like? I mean, is there a spot where you can say, yeah, I maybe saved this person from losing $40,000?
Oh, absolutely. I can't give specifics on cases, but a lot of our situation, like I said, is very education based. But there have been cases where a lot of it is relationship building. I'll be honest there. So I will have to sometimes sit down and talk with these individuals 6 times for an hour's long length, just trying to get a relationship built with them, because what I'm really needing to do is wedge myself in between sometimes a relationship that already exists that's not real. It's a scam. So I have to convince them that it's not real, or to believe me more so. A case that I can talk about just briefly, and it's not really going to have any details, is we've had cases where people are being defrauded for investment scams up to $500,000. And now we may not be able to restore them completely, but we're able to stop the bleeding, stop the issue, and get like a power of attorney for them appointed through their family members. That took time though. I had to convince him that the relationship and everything else was not accurate, not real, and that his son was really trying to be the best interest for him. It took several months to do that, but eventually he came around and realized that it was not a real scam, or not a real relationship, and that he trusted his family and me more so, and then finally got the power of attorney. So the hope and the goal there is that at least his finances from now on are protected. Mm-hmm. That's our best case scenario, obviously, is to have the protections put in place to avoid them from ever being scammed again. There's a pretty significant statistic that says if somebody is scammed, they're going to be scammed again. They fall victim to it more often as they've been scammed already. So if we can provide the protections in place, it keeps them from ever falling victim again.
Absolutely. I'm good if you're good. All right.
All right, cool.